Hi, I'm Tiffany Jackson at LA Trade Tech College, and I'm going to do a zipper demonstration. I'm going to be doing the railroad zipper. I'm working with a zipper, a 7-inch zipper, and I have a 1/2 foot, needle and thread, pins, and pre-cut muslin. I've already overlocked the muslin. This could be the center back of a garment, it could be the side seam. Anywhere where you're placing the zipper, you want to overlock those edges first. We're going to be working with the notch. I've marked the notch in red. Normally you would not mark the notch with ink, but I've marked it so you can see it. So I'm going to be putting my fabric face to face. And I'm going to do two things. At the top, this is where the zipper is going to go. I'm going to be turning the machine to the longest stitch length, and I'm going to do a base, and I'm going to back stitch here at the notch, and then I'm going to turn the machine to a regular stitch length and stitch the bottom. The reason why is this basting stitch at the top. Once we set the zipper in, we're going to take that out. I'm going to be doing 1/2 inch single needle. I'm placing my fabric underneath the foot. I have the edge of the fabric lined up with the 1/2 inch guide, and I'm going to turn my machine so that I'm changing the stitch length to the longest length. All machines are different. On this particular machine, the longest stitch length is number 5. So I'm going to do that basting stitch, and when I get to the notch, I'm going to back stitch. I'm going to then turn the machine to the regular stitch length and continue down. I'm not going to back stitch at the top like I normally would because this is a basting stitch and eventually it's going to be taken out. When I get here to the notch, I'm going to turn my machine to my regular stitch length, and I'm going to back stitch, and then I'm going to continue stitching down at 1/2 inch. And then at the end of the stitch line, I'm going to also back stitch. Once I have this done, I'm going to be pressing this seam open flat. So I'm going to go to the iron, and I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to press it. Once you have the stitch in, we're going to come to the iron and press. So initially I like to just go over what I stitched. And then we're going to be pressing this seam open flat, which means we're going to open the work. And we're going to open the seam. This is also called a busted seam. And we're going to press. And then the zipper is going to be placed face down right on top of this seam. And you have to make sure that you place the zipper on the area where the stitches are long. We used a basting stitch at the top and a regular stitch at the bottom, so we're going to make sure we place the zipper right here.